So today we will start talking about the past continuous, which is the Madi and Mustaqbal. Well, first we will get to our tenses timeline. Just a quick reminder for you. We took the simple present here, and we said that from the simple present we have the present continuous. Then we took the present perfect, and it's an action that happened in the past, but its consequences are shown or reported in the present. And from the present perfect, we have the present perfect continuous, and it's an action that started in the past and still happening in the present. That's it. Okay. Then we took the simple past here, and it's an action that started and finished in the past. Is that clear? Yeah. Now, from the simple past, there is another tense that we are going to take today, which is the past continuous. By the way, guys, sometimes you have to be very precise when I say it comes from the simple past. Why? Because they are in the same tense. I mean, if we go to the past timeline, this is the past timeline, we can apparently see that there is something that started and finished in the past. For instance, I ate, started and finished in the past. I studied, I wrote, I played, I blah, whatever. So this is something that started and finished in the past. And also, based on the past itself, we can notice that there are some stuff in the past that were happening continually. Like, I was washing the car, for instance. I was washing the car. So this is past, and this is past. Well, the difference between both of them is that this is a past that is short because the action started and finished in the past, and this is the past that considered as a long past because it was continually happening. So can you now imagine the difference between the simple past and the past continuous? The simple past is a short action in the past, started and finished, whereas the past continuous is an action that was continually happening in the past. Sometimes the action which was continually happening, like I was washing the car, might get interrupted by another action in the past. For instance, while I was washing the car, Rafat called me. What happened? She interrupted me. So this interruption is based on verb to or the short action. That's why they're both considered as one tense, by the way. The simple past and the past continuous. But the only difference between both of them is that this one is a long action, this one is a short action, and the long action might get interrupted by the short action. Is that clear? Okay. Now let's get back to our main rule. Based on our main rule, we said that firstly we have to look at the indicator to decide whether it's function or keyword. Then we have to have a look at the bracket to decide whether it's positive, negative, or question. Then the subject to decide whether it's singular or plural. And then lastly, we put on the form. Is that clear? Let's start with the indicator in the function case. Christina, let's see the function, please.
Use of past continuous. Talking about something that was happening before and after another action in the past.
Yes, something that was happening before and after another action in the past, which means it's a long action in the past. Okay.
Show that something happened for a long time in the past.
Something happened for a long time means it was continually happening. Okay.
Short action, verb to.
And as we said that the short action is in the simple past and this takes verb to, while the long action is in the past continuous and this takes was or were plus verb ing. Is that clear? Okay, now let's move on to the keyword. Based on the keyword or regarding the keyword and the past continuous, we can say that we have three keywords. The first keyword is when. And when, by the way, guys, comes at the beginning of the sentence or in the middle of the sentence. This is the first keyword. Then the second keyword and the third keyword, they're both sisters. They're the same, which are why and as long as. They're the same keyword. And they might come at the beginning of the sentence or also in the middle of the sentence. So So while comes here, plus as long as, at the middle, and at the beginning of the sentence. So these are the keywords that are directed for the past continuous. Now, did we take when before? Yes, we took it before. In the simple past. And we said that it takes verb to, right? Here, it also takes verb to. This means that there is no difference regarding the indicator when. Because it also takes verb to, which is the short action. But the only difference is that the second part of the when, which is the long action, takes was or were plus verb ing. Now, what happens if when comes in the middle? If when comes in the middle, then here we need the verb to by its part, and here we need was or were plus verb ing. Now, for while and as long as. While and as long as are always followed by was and were plus verb ing because they always take the long action. However, in the second part, there might be two answers for it. The first answer is verb to, and the second answer is was and were plus verb ing. Now, how would we decide? How would we decide which one is the answer? Basically, if the action is short, then we need verb to. While if the action is long, then we need was and were plus verb ing. For example, while I was washing the car, Christina was playing chess. There's no link between my action and Christina's action, and both are long actions. Okay? But while I was washing the car, Christina called me. Then I got interrupted. Then this means that we need verb to or the short action. Now, I want to tell you something very important, that the second part of the while, this part, is always answered in the wizara. It's always answered. They don't ask you to differentiate between the short or long action. This one is answered. But I've mentioned that just in order to make it much more clear for you how we differentiate between both of them. بس أنا حكيت عشان أميزهم واللي هي بتيجي محلولة ما بكون فيها أي مشكلة. Is that clear? Now, if the while and as long as come at the middle of the sentence, then here we need was and were plus verb ing, which means the long action. And in this part, it could also be verb to, either verb to or was and were plus verb ing. It also could be differentiated by saying that this one is a short action and this one is a long action, but it comes answered in the wizard. But if you want to differentiate between both of them, the first one is a short answer, the second one is a long answer. Is there any problem? Sure, let's see the form together. So based on the form, we've always mentioned that we have subject pronouns that are singulars and subject pronouns that are plural, right? Now regarding this tense, you should be careful as long as we have a guess to the singulars, which is the I. So the singulars are he, she, and it, right? But only in this tense, I is also considered as singular. Okay, I is singular here. Why? Because am and is in the present both are transferred into was in the past. That's why it's the singular. Is that clear? Okay, while the plurals are they, you, we. Is there any problem? Okay, now we have the positive sentence, the negative sentence, and the question sentence. Now, based on the positive sentence for the singulars, we need was plus verb ing. The negative is wasn't plus verb ing, and the question is was plus the pronouns plus verb ing plus question mark. Plurals, were plus verb ing. Negative is weren't plus verb ing. Question is were plus the pronouns plus verb ing plus the question. Is that clear? Let's have a Wizara sentence from 2017. Wizara sentence from 2017, and it was a little bit confusing for the students. Let's see. The sentence says, okay, so the students of my class about the science project when the teacher came in. Firstly, how do we know that this is tenses? There is no verb, so we know that this is tenses. Okay, where is the bracket? Here is it. Is it positive, negative, or question? Where is the indicator? Here is it. Is it keyword or function? For what tense? For the past continuous. Is it followed by verb 2? Yes. Is it in the middle or at the first? In the middle of the sentence. So when comes at the middle of the sentence, this means that we need verb 2 here and was where plus verb ing. Okay, so here's the verb 2. We need to get back to the subject. Is the subject singular or plural? Singular or plural? Singular or plural? Plural. Why? Because they're the students of my class. This was confusing. طلاب هاي الغلطة غلطوها. فكروا الجملة شو؟ مفرد. غيروا 7 علامات هيك. Okay? The students of my class is plural. Then the plurals in the positive form for the past continuous take were plus verb ing. So the students of my class were talking about the science project when the teacher came. This is the first trick. The second trick is why I was reading the phone suddenly turned off. If I ask you guys to change this sentence into question, how would you do it? How would this sentence become a question? Yes? Turn? No. Turn, yes. What did you do? Why you started with the second part and the first part? Short action, long action. Okay, Asi. Yes.
Was the phone ringing while I was studying English? While I was
No. Exactly. This can't happen. ما بتزبط. المشكلة إنه في عندنا هون واي صح؟ والواي إذا بدنا نجيبها في البداية شو بنحكي؟ was I why was I؟ مش صح. طيب بدي أحطها بالنص. رح تيجي بعد verb 2. verb 2 ما باخذ واي. بده when صح؟ في مشكلة. في هيك حالة. أنا شو لازم أسوي؟ أنا لازم أجي فورا للجزء اللي فيه الأكشن 2 اللي هو the phone turn off وأسأل باستخدام الverb 2. كيف كنت أسأل؟ What's your name؟ Celine. As Selena said, so we start with then the phone